Good morning. Good morning. All right. So this is like one of my favorite days of the year. Thanks first to our hosts, Goddard Riverside. It's like, I feel like I've seen this room. It's like the multi-purpose. Yeah, we can clap for Goddard. Yeah. Host all kinds of fairs and really a true community space. So we are here with our annual gun grants. This is our kind of annual event that makes us feel so good to connect with the folks who are working every single day to support our youth, and particularly as we go into the summer months. So the top line is very good in the borough. Shootings are down 45% over the last 3 years. Yeah, we clap for that. Yeah. Homicides are down about 20%. And we're obviously doing the enforcement work every day, which we'll continue to do. But we know that we got those results as a team effort. All of us working together, not just with the enforcement, but the prevention side. And as I've said before, I know many of you know this is very personal to me growing up, having bullets come my way, having had guns pointed at me. I look at our youth and know very well what they're going through. And I'm so just humbled to be, not just with the youth, but the folks who work, folks who every single day are building them up and affirming them. And so just a couple of things about this one, then I'm going to get out of the way so we can hear from folks who are on the ground. This year, expanded pool, $295,000 in grant money, 11 phenomenal organizations with, yeah. 9 projects in total. The money was structured to incentivize groups working together. So we've got a couple of great strategic partnerships. And by my count, by the end of the summer, we'll be up to 500 youth supported. So we are excited about that, and particularly excited, in this moment when we see so much cutting of funding from other places, particularly from the federal government. So I know this does not fill the entire gap, but we hope that this helps, particularly as we go into the hot months of the summer. So joined by phenomenal electeds, and I will turn it over first to our senator. We're in your district right now, right? Right now. And we're in your district right now, Senator. All right. So we'll hear first from our phenomenal state senator, Bragg.
Thank you. State Senator Brad Hoylman-Siegel. What an honor to be here with you, District Attorney. And thanks for your historic leadership on combating gun violence, particularly in our communities and among young people. And it's so good to see so many friends here from whether it's NYCHA residents or activists, New Yorkers Against Gun Violence. Can we give them a special round of applause? Rebecca Fisher and the team here does such phenomenal work in Albany, where Assemblywoman Rosenthal and I see them. But I just want to say thank you to the grassroots for really addressing in a holistic and focused manner the most vexing of problems, which is trying to get guns out of our communities. Guns that are coming up the iron pipeline or even printed these days at home. I'm so proud to have partnered with the District Attorney and Assemblywoman Rosenthal in making certain that there are fewer guns this summer and more fun among our youth. So thank you very much. Really proud. And I'm going to say I'm happy to announce in conjunction a $25,000 grant from the New York State Senate for Goddard's Riverside's Violence Interruption Program. So thank you very much.
Feel like we might get to one of these not-for-profit auctions where we just start just adding it on. And I'm so glad the state senator said it. Should have said it before I introduced him, but definitely will say it before I introduce an assembly member. The leadership that they've done in Albany on guns, starting several years ago, back when a lot of people didn't know what a ghost gun was, they got a bill passed really addressing the issue, and now we're back at it again. Trying to iterate as the technology grows. So we know them from their work here. I'm so humbled to work with them both on the work they're doing in Albany on this very issue. Assemblymember Rosenthal.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Assemblymember Linda Rosenthal. I represent the Upper West Side, parts of Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan. I'm chair of the Housing Committee, and I am also very honored and humbled to have a DA like DA Bragg, who is one among the people. He doesn't sit on a high perch and say, well, I'm going to be the DA. He's like, I want to know what it's like for all of you on the ground. And from that knowledge, and of course his excellent staff, that informs how he acts and how he goes about his job. And so presenting grants to groups is one of the most effective ways to combat gun violence on so many levels. And I'm so proud to see the presidents of Amsterdam Addition, Amsterdam Housing here. And I'd also like to commend Rod Jones, who is the executive director of Goddard, and together, this team fights every day to make a better community and to make a safer community. As Senator Hoyman Siegel said, we did pass the law some years ago banning 3D guns, and working with the DA Bragg, we're working on some further bills on that issue. We did pass a micro-stamping bill. We passed a lot of gun bills, but we have the guidance of a wonderful DA. And we have the support of the community because they know what's going on out there. And headlines about guns is one thing. Experiencing it, seeing bullets whiz by you, is a whole different experience. And so, happy to work with everyone who's dedicated to preventing gun violence, to stopping gun violence, especially in the absence of any leadership in Washington. So, thank you so much, and I look forward to passing more bills with you.
The Borough President's Office has also been a phenomenal partner. I say it's like a shared bond when you represent like the exact same constituency. So we share this island, and whether it's been illegal scaffolding, where we've seen things that should not be happening literally shrouded behind scaffolding, whether it's been the housing plan, or on this very issue, we've been honored to partner with the Borough President's Office, and very happy to introduce my friend, Deputy Borough President Keisha Sutton James.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think we're in that, no, almost an afternoon. 4 minutes and we'll be in the afternoon. First, I just want to say on behalf of Borough President Levine, thank you so much for, first of all, everyone on the ground doing the work, but also to our electeds and to DA Bragg for the work that you've done for the last 3 years, the leadership that you have embodied, frankly. Those of us who have grown up in communities that are impacted by disproportionately impacted by gun violence know that the approach of just putting more cops on the street is one that is not necessarily going to meet all the need. Gun violence is a complex issue with lots of root causes. There's not just one answer to it. And it takes creativity. So I thank you for the leadership and creativity that you've brought to this, not just to this issue around in a number of ways, but this is one. This here, what we are doing here today, and that is not just creating the something else to do that a lot of our youth need, but also funding it. So that kids who might otherwise be pulled into some other actions, or might otherwise be tempted, or might otherwise, frankly, be vulnerable to need to have money in their pocket or for whatever it might be, that they have a place to go where they can learn documentary making, where they can engage in conflict resolution, where they can engage in the arts, where they can do so many develop so many useful skills that actually will build confidence in them and build a sense of purpose and a sense of resilience, if you will. So I want to thank, again, I just want to say thank you so much for the work that you've been doing and for upping the dollar amount this year. It had been, I was at this first one of these announcements. It started, I think it was 5 grants, $20,000, and now 11 grants. The biggest one will be joint grants at $60,000, 2 different organizations. So allocating more resources to it. I know because I've gotten the data from y'all, I have seen some of the success in the numbers, and so I applaud every single one of the people that's on the ground, and I can't wait to meet the community organizers that I don't yet know, so we can partner as well. Thank you for the work that you do, and thank you to all the electeds and especially the DA for this today.
We'll hear next from the folks who are on the ground. I do want to acknowledge Councilmember Brewer's office and her staff who are also here. Let's now get to it. And we start with our hosts because that's good manners. And so Goddard, which is partnered with Positive Influence, and we've also heard a couple times about Amsterdam houses. So let's hear about y'all's work.
Good morning, everyone. This is a special moment for us as we as an organization have been focusing on the Amsterdam houses. And so before I actually start, I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize our partner, Andrew Black, and the work of Positive Influence. And so thank you to the DA and to all the Upper West Side electeds who we love dearly. They have a heart for this community, as do we. And as we think about this work, it's not just about the gun and the gun itself. It's about the lives of the young people who have them. So our greatest hope, as the DA said, I grew up in public housing, so I know what it is to be running in Family Day at a shootout. And I've had my own antics even as a young person. And so if we can redeem young people and set a culture where young people are on a pathway to hope and possibility, we would have done our job. And so we're excited and looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
So rest are alphabetical, and so we'll go now up a little ways up to Harlem and hear from Emergent Works. You knew you ready?
Yeah, I know I'm ready. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laquan DeBose. I am the Student Success Coordinator for Emergent Works. We're representing Harlem for this grant, but we are actually based in Hell's Kitchen. So at Emerging Works, we're dedicated to disrupting cycles of incarceration and systematic harm by equipping system-impacted communities, system-impacted communities with tools to build empower creative and stable futures. Our mission is to provide an initiative, technical, and arts education while providing essential mentorship that empower individuals to transform their lives and build towards sustainable futures. This summer, through our program, TRAP, Technology, Rhythm, and Passion, partnered with the District Attorney's Office of New York, we'll engage in direct action research, therapeutic writing, and digital storytelling, where our youth will use examples from their community, their lives, to create original music, digital websites, and along with fusing into their therapeutic writing styles. At Emergent Works, we don't just teach skills, we create space for healing, for storytelling, and re-emerging with possibles. This program is about more than music or media. It's about giving the youth the tools to rewrite the narrative of their lives and their neighborhoods on their own terms. We're honored for this grant. This is our third time, so we're happy to be back. We've seen a lot of positive change through our music from the first two times, so we're hoping this time with our youth being able to go into their communities and actually write based upon what they've seen on a daily basis, it will help them to engage in therapeutic healing and stop gun violence.
I look forward to hearing the music, and I'm going to invite everyone back. This is unscripted, so if I get in trouble for this, Deputy Mayor Sutton James mentioned this. We've gotten together and we can see the fruits of this work. So it's the music, the artistic displays, the green grass that's grown, the food. We had a farm to table, and so I don't know when we're going to do it, but I feel a little almost like greedy and selfish because I get to see all of that. So I want to invite everyone back to that.
We are having a concert for the youth. We have a concert for our youth at the end of all of our cohorts. The one that we're finishing now is June 27th at our location on 54th Street across from the Hit Factory. But this one will have a concert in August to celebrate the youth and all of the work that we've created throughout this program.
All right, so come back. We'll hear next from the project, and I pass y'all almost every day on my way to work. GOSO, getting out, staying out.
Good afternoon. I want to thank the DA's office for inviting GOSO to this event. My name is Genia Vasquez. I am the Vice President of Programs at Getting Out, Staying Out, also known as GOSO. This grant specifically from the DA's office will directly support our career readiness and employment programs for justice-involved young people in East Harlem. We support the whole person at GOSO. Our licensed clinicians provide ongoing support, connecting young people ages 16 to 24 to educational resources, mental health services that help heal them from trauma and build a positive self-image. With this funding, we'll provide life-changing opportunities for a group of New Yorkers who have been impacted by the justice system. Participants will receive 2 weeks of intensive career readiness training, followed by 8 weeks of paid internship programs with our employer partners. And throughout this process, they'll earn a decent hourly wage while developing essential workplace skills and building their resumes. This partnership with the DA's office strengthens our ability to create pathways to success for young people who deserve a second chance. When we invest in employment opportunities for young people, we're not just changing the individual, we're building safer communities. So again, thank you for this opportunity, and GOSO's really happy to be here.
Thank you again for inviting GOSO. My name is James. I'm from East Harlem, and I'm a proud GOSO participant. So when I first came to GOSO, I was just trying to get into a security class. I wasn't sure what I was going to expect, but what I had found was more than I had originally imagined. So GOSO believed in me when I really needed it the most. Through GOSO Works, I got the chance to work at a law firm, something I never thought I'd do. It pushed me out of my comfort zone and into a space where I could grow and see new possibilities for myself that I never thought of. And everyone at GOSO supports me. They helped me build my confidence, and they gave me the tools to move forward. Now I'm getting ready to take my security test, and I'm excited to see what the summer brings. And that is what's so powerful about GOSO. It's not about just finding a job or getting your DED. It's about building your future. And this support helps young people like me get a real shot. And it doesn't just help us, it also helps our community. So thank you for supporting GOSO and believing in all of us.
No, that was great. Thank you so much for sharing that. We're going to now hear from Maysville's Documentary Center, and I'll take I asked him if I could embarrass him. He said, okay. I'll take a moment of personal privilege. I know the work of the center through one of my former Sunday school students, Basil Patterson. I've been to the Schomburg and seen his work, and he texted me and he said he was going to be a part of this, and so I love all the groups. I love all y'all, but that made my heart jump with joy. So let's hear now from the Documentary Center.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone, or rather good afternoon. My name is Kazimbi Balagoon. I am the Executive Director of the Maysville's Documentary Center. We are a Harlem-based nonprofit organization committed to community, education, and documentary film. We use filmmaking to amplify and expand underrepresented artists and narratives while empowering young filmmakers in creative self-expression, communicating ideas, and advocating needs. It is indeed an honor to be, after a several-year hiatus, to renew our partnership with the District Attorney's Gun Violence Prevention Initiative. In 2006, we worked with y'all, and we were able to produce a documentary film called Triggering Wounds that was presented at the Tribeca Film Festival. And so we look forward to, again, this vital public program directly addressing the urgent challenges facing today's youth. We're continually inspired by this new generation. Their awareness, their creativity, and resilience shine through, even in the face of growing adversity. Thanks to this initiative for Alvin Bragg's office, we are proud to expand our stipend-supported education programs in film and arts here at Maysville Cinema, or which we like to call Harlem's Living Room. So you guys are all welcome to see our work. We're going to be having a showcase of our Vanguard work on June 20th and a work of a film that we will be producing later on this summer. But we'll say again, thank you so much.
Not just anti-gun grants. We're going to have a cultural series. We're going to have some music. We're going to have some film, and so I'm looking forward to it. We'll hear next from a group that our senator lifted up at the beginning that we do a lot with, New Yorkers Against Gun Violence.
Thank you so much. My name is Shayna Harrison. I am the Education Director at New Yorkers Against Gun Violence. We teach gun violence prevention 4-credit programs all around the city in some of the most disproportionately affected gun violence stricken neighborhoods. For generations, young people have led the charge for justice, from the front lines to so many other movements to today's movement regarding gun violence. It has always been youth who have had the courage to demand change and the vision to create it. This investment from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office honors that legacy. It allows us to expand our Miller Mentorship Program in Harlem, creating a powerful space for healing, organizing, and leadership for young people most impacted by gun violence. Youth from our Reaction Program, who spent the last year learning about the root causes of violence and building campaigns for change, will now mentor Harlem youth who are carrying the weight of trauma. Together, they will build trust, unpack systematic harm, and co-create a youth-led community event that speaks directly to Harlem's needs, resilience, and definitely its brilliance. And it's not just a mentorship, it's an economic opportunity. For every young person in our program receives a stipend, because we know that paid internships, employment, and job readiness reduces crime.
That's right.
Whether it's SYEP, it's clear. It has shown us clearly that participation reduces youth arrests by 17%, especially for the 3% of youth who has had prior arrests. When we pay youth, we believe in them. When we invest in them, we break cycles and we build futures. At New Yorkers Against Gun Violence, we believe that youth closest to the problem are closest to the solution. And with this support, they won't just survive, they'll lead. Thank you.
Thanks so much. And you mentioned trauma, so I actually wanted to note another kind of service that the office has, which is our Survivor Services Bureau, our advocates and our social workers who are available to all who have been witnesses, victims, survivors of gun violence. And so we have counseling, some in-house, some referred, free of charge without regard to whether or not you're participating in the case. So I wanted to mention in that when I heard you talk about the trauma that many of us know so well. So look, I said we were going to go in alphabetical order, and maybe Grand Street said, this DA dude doesn't know the alphabet, but I skipped G. I think in my mind I was grouping things geographically, if I had to excuse myself, but Grand Street.
Good afternoon. My name is Ash Noam. I am the Education Director for Grand Street Settlement. We are a settlement house, well over 100 years old and dedicated to the social mobility of our underserved communities and the empowerment of our young people. It is an immense honor to be selected again for this opportunity. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the DA's office for supporting and uplifting our youth. It is our belief that by fostering a space through which our participants can build community, explore their interests, and learn through design, we can create meaningful avenues of change. Grand Street Settlements Teen Tech Center is designed by the Clubhouse Network, an organization founded in partnership with MIT. Our model is the belief that if we equip our young people with high-quality technology, mentorship, and skill building, we can create the next generation of leaders, those ready to take on careers in a new technological landscape. It is not hyperbole to say with this funding, we are building the future. Our program is designed to help our young people find solutions to the challenges our generation is likely creating. Thank you for your investment. Thank you for your support.
So now we'll come back uptown to East Harlem. And before I introduce them, I wanted to just a little vignette about, because they're going to be doing work in Jefferson houses. It's not another child. And 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, Jefferson and Johnson in particular, that sort of neighborhood right around there, had the most shootings in the city. And then we partnered and did some really focused enforcement work, decided to really focus on, there were a few folks who were driving the violence, doing the work using our enforcement hat. But we partnered with community organizations, and it was that partnership along with the enforcement work, and then went for 8 months with not a single shooting. Now we have some more work to do. We've had, and I would say one of the most encouraging moments I've had since being district attorney, someone who was about my age, I'm 51, told me that was the safest 8 months of his life. So without further ado, not another child.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, first, before I begin, I just want to, I know I got a minute, so I want to take 5 seconds just as a moment of silence for my brother and also for Chris, who's my program manager and one of my best friends who lost his son as well to a gun. So for 5 seconds, if we could just. Thank you. Thank you. Well, first, I wanted to just thank this fine DA and this super fine team of support and staff that he has that has made this an easy process for myself. I definitely want to thank these elected officials, especially Miss Keisha James Sutton. So in a nutshell, I just wanted to say that what we do is a 10-week program with young individuals in our neighborhood because NAC was founded in 2007 after the innocent murder of my brother. We work with survivors particular. So through this process, we were able to work with 10 individuals who were either a survivor of violence or who were at the cusp of pretty much creating some violence. And we worked with them in a 10-week period in order to give them some personal development and also career readiness. And it was a very, very great opportunity for us to partner up with the DA, but also utilize the DA's office to get private funding and support as well. So I just definitely want to thank this DA once again. And I want to definitely thank my friend Chris, who has been one of the deepest inspirations to do this work. And I just want to let him know without him, I probably wouldn't be doing it. But thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being such a great partner. We'll hear next from the Police Athletic League with Citizen Race Car. And I want to say the podcasting, I'm not the most cutting edge person, but I remember from this event last year meeting 2 young people who've been working with PAL for a while, and then going back when PAL hosted us, when we sort of displayed a lot of the fruits of this work and listening to the podcast. And so that was a fond memory. I just share that as I call it the Police Athletic League with Citizen Race Car.
Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Velasquez. I'm the Executive Director of the Police Athletic League. For over 110 years, the PAL has provided safe haven for New Yorkers across New York City. Currently, we serve 18,000 young people across 27 sites across the 5 boroughs. But this work is being done specifically in Harlem and East Harlem, and we really focus on giving our young people something that they're robbed from often, is a voice to tell their stories, a voice to tell how they're impacted by the things around them. And we do that through a 12-week program where we explore how gun violence has impacted their communities, their friends, but also how it's impacted those around them. So we bring in survivors of gun violence, families affected by gun violence. We bring in law enforcement, but really create dialogue and give the young people an opportunity to ask questions, opportunities to tell their stories, and then we put it together in a podcast collection where we now can go to Spotify or Apple Music and hear their words, but then take that podcast and share it across the city. So the work and the resources that are put into our young people shows them that they do have a voice, that we care about their stories, and that we know that gun violence is down, but one shooting is one too many. So we're focusing on making sure that every single young person has a voice and that none of these shootings go unheard or unspoken about. So again, we thank the DA's office, we thank our elected officials for the support, and we hope that we continue to come up with ideas, but without the resources provided by our electeds and other generous donors, those ideas are just those ideas, so we can't put them into action. So we look forward to this summer, we look forward to our program, and we look forward to continuing to tell the story.
And I see some of our media, they should meet these podcasters. We have some future members of the media in those ranks. So we've come near to the end of the alphabet and near to the end of the program. We will end on 145th Street with Aisha Sekou and Street Corner Resources, who I'm always honored to partner with, and we had a great conversation. I was on her radio show yesterday, so we warmed up for this. So Aisha, tell us about the great work you're doing.
So I want to first give an all honor to God, but I want to say thank you, Alvin. And I know him as Alvin because before he ran, he came and he spent time with my young people. And I was a little bossy. I said, you need to come and talk with the young people in my program, and then I'll see where my thinking is with you. And he did that. Not only did he do that, some of the suggestions that young people made were brought into the conversation. I remember talking with folks on the phone and on the team that brought you on. And a lot of the things that we talked about were considered, and a lot of them were done, even with the hell that he caught with it. I'm proud of you, D.A. Bragg, proud of you. So I'm a little bit emotional because I remember when this work was ignored. Like I was in it when it wasn't this many people in the room. So when I hear people talk about what they're doing, I'm like, I'm done. It's just so beautiful. So I just want to say that because my voice don't sound like it always does. This took me to a different place. So I'm grateful. So the work that Street Corner Resources, I got to move my energy. The work that Street Corner Resources does, when I stand back, I see how amazing it is. I don't think that I give us the credit for the work because we are so busy in the work. So it's like you get buried in the work and you don't see the beautiful visual of what is happening. So with this grant and prior grants, we beautified the community and we called on community members, people who actually live in the community. And some people would call the OGs, the old heads, and then the young people who see them every day, who live in the same buildings and are on the same corners and blocks. And we brought them together, and we started the mornings with community conversations. And the conversations got a little hot about what prison is like, what it ain't, what the kids think, what the adults think. And I had to stand back and not control that conversation, because as rough as it was, it all simmered down and relationships were built. So I want you to know that these kids were talking to people in the community who had been where they could possibly go if they didn't straighten their lives out, which is what we want. So we had to get through the navigating of that, the difficult part, to get to the place where the young person, when they were cleaning side by side with the OG on the block, They were actually talking about ideas and things that they could do and what they wanted to see and why isn't so-and-so doing more. And they love the fact, Alvin, that they see more coming from your office because they check in. You got another grant? You know, they want to know because we paid them to come out and clean. They got a stipend. So I just want to say that this grant, this time we're going to use with our music studio, which is the I Am Peace Music Studio. We had it for about 9 going into 10 years, and we started it with no money. I helped to build the booth. I'm proud of that. We still got the booth with the rickety door. But young people are making music in that studio. This will allow us to make even more music. TJ that you see right here, put your hand up, TJ. TJ is welcome home, but working in the studio. And if you know welcome home, it means you did some time. And he's working in the studio, and he's helping young people learn how to make beats, and we'll do more of that. So I don't mean to talk long, but we also have the Peace Cafe, which is an open mic, and we've had that for about 9 years. And the last Friday of every month it's free. We will use some of this grant to help cultivate that space, of which we have a beautiful backyard, and flowers are growing, and tomatoes, and eggplant and all of that. Some young people never saw those things grow off of a plant. They see it in the supermarket. They'll see more of it in our yard because of this grant. And the other thing is we have the yard space on 140th Street, which was supposed to be a building, and we were supposed to be housed in it, but they found out that the ground was not able to support the building, and I saw that they weren't doing anything, but I'm like, wait a minute. So we just got back in that space, and we will use the grant to continue to beautify that space by using the hands of our young people, the hands of the OGs, the hands of the elders who want to put a plant and a flower in the ground. And that's when we create community conversations that are real, and partnerships and relationships between the old lady in the laundromat that put the tomatoes in the ground and the young person that she sees making some mistakes, and now she becomes a voice. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I have to say I'm so excited because I see New Yorkers Against Gun Violence, I see Goddard Riverside, PAL, all organizations over the years, I'm not as young as I look, that I've worked with and just formulated. I remember New Yorkers Against Gun Violence, we would go to Washington, D.C. and really campaign, and, you know, somebody said something about the bullets. What micro-stamping? I remember when we started working on micro-stamping, that was almost 20 years ago. That means, if you don't know what micro-stamping is, it means each bullet will have a stamp that recognizes who purchased the bullet. Finally, it sounds like it was passed. That's a long time. So we have to move this thing. That's what I'm saying. We have to have conversations and activation. We have to, if you're not an activist, become one. And you just become one by doing something about what you see. Not just get the grant and be happy. I got my voice back. It means that there's activation that goes with this. And we have to be able to move through our activation and be present in our community, present with our young people. Come out of the offices, come on the street, put your boots on the ground. Let's get this work done. Let's continue to save lives. I want to thank you, DA Alvin Bragg, and your entire staff. They're all fabulous. They're all fabulous. They're all fabulous. And thank you for being on my show. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Aisha Sekou. And on the note of sort of activation, if you work at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, raise your hand, please. Right? So, and I'm going to volunteer us all up. I mean, we've got our folks from our Harlem office who you know, our Washington Heights office, our CPU team. You know, if you need an extra for the documentary, you know, if you want folks to come through and plant tomatoes. If you want folks to come through and talk with the youth about our process, you know, I've lost track of what's going. I don't know if we have anyone who could drop bars. Maybe Courtney could drop some bars in the music studio. But we're here. We are here, and it's beyond the funding. We want to be partners. We want to partner in the work. We want to be side by side with your youth in our various communities. So please take us up on that. And I know our borough president's office had an announcement, and then we'll close out.
Thank you. My apologies. I just wanted to announce for all the organizations represented and any others who might be here that this summer, usually in July, we receive some funding to the Manhattan Borough President's Office through what's called the Manhattan Community Awards Program, MCAP. They're small grants. We don't have $25,000, $60,000, but they're like $5,000. But every bit works. They're funded, frankly, by different city agencies. So if you're working with youth, or there has been historically a small one that's also coming directly from Department of Corrections. So if you're working with youth or people who are justice impacted, please look on our website, come July, and apply for the grant. That's it. Thank you.
Never got to apologize about making an announcement on how to get money, no. So thanks so much. Thanks to all of you.